Alright, what's up, guys? Huge news. We just got another ban list in Master Duel. Honestly, kind of outrageous. This is probably the third ban list we've had in the last, like... This is the third ban list we've had in the last, like, 30 days, which is insane. Like, 3 ban lists? Like, what is going on? So those of you living under a rock, Tearlaments is the best deck. Literally, the only deck that can compete with them is any deck absolutely packed with Floodgates or... either Floodgates or Dimensional Shifter or more Floodgates. Like, those are literally the only decks that really can compete with them. Or sometimes other graveyard decks can actually get away with it. This is the ban list. The ban list is absolutely outrageous. It hits everything but the actual problem. So the first card, Forbidden, is Instant Fusion. So obviously Kid Kalos is summoned off of Instant Fusion, and then it kind of goes off from there. It floats, it mills 5. It's just an outrageous card. They don't want to hit Kid Kalos because that stuff's new, so they hit Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion has never been a problem in Master Duel. You could make the argument that it could have been at 3 the entire year that Master Duel has existed, and it wouldn't have impacted the meta in a meaningful fashion. It does suck if you play like Millennium Eyes and stuff like that. Yeah, because unfortunately that is a card that I pulled, and I did craft Instant Fusion, so this is a big L for me. But I guess you got to move on. It does suck. Hopefully when they do eventually hit Tearlaments, which I know they will, they can bring this card back. Next cards to be limited, King of the Swamp and Foolish Burial Goods. Both are just horrific hits. Again, it's like Tearlaments are tier 0. Everybody knows this. Everybody understands this. King of the Swamp is not a problem. King of the Swamp searches Polymerization and can be used as a substitution for fusion material. It is not the reason that Tearlaments is good. A lot of builds, if you look up some of the most competitive builds, they don't even play King of the Swamps. So the fact that they hit this is just outlandish. Next is Foolish Burial Goods. This is the card that is basically, it's Foolish Burial, 4 spawn trap cards. It is a strong card, but again, let's be honest with ourselves. Tearlaments, again, they use this to send their trap card so that they can banish it to search a copy of Tearlament card. Their trap card. They banish it from the graveyard, and then they can search a Tearlament card. Again, a pretty good card, but the problems are the Chizu cards, the Tearlament cards. It's not Foolish Burial Goods. Foolish Burial Goods is kind of like an additional extender. Honestly, I saw a lot of builds that were only running 1 copy of Foolish Burial Goods anyway. So it really doesn't hurt Tearlaments, but it actually does hurt like all of the other decks that used Foolish Burial Goods previously, which this actually really sucks. It is really kind of a frustrating hit right here. Next is Change of the Heart. Change of Heart. Change of Heart is gone to 2. It can go to 3, honestly. It's not a big deal. There's no side decking in Master Duel, so unless you're building a deck specifically to go second, it's not going to be a huge impact anyway. So definitely this can go to 3. It wouldn't have any impact on the game. Next, the cards to go to 3. Kogari going to 3. At 2, it didn't really do much, so at 3, it's probably going to do not much. Sky Strikers is a really tough deck to play right now in just this meta. There's a lot of graveyard banishing with the not the Tearlament cards. There's a lot of graveyard banishing with the Chizu cards, which is really frustrating for Sky Strikers because their rays are like constantly getting banished. So this getting hit is really not that big of a deal. Thunder Dragon Hawk I'm not getting hit unhit is not that big of a deal, just because the deck has a really bad matchup with the rest of the metagame right now. But after they hit Tearlaments, this might actually be a really powerful deck. Thunder Dragon Hawk is a good card to lift off the ban list. I think that's good. Fire Formation Tenki is another card that needed to come off the ban list. They hit it previously to lower the consistency of I don't know why I'm forgetting this, but the Beast Warrior Winged Beast deck, the one with all of the monsters all in one, and they brought it back for consistency, which is really cool. Probably should have never been hit in the first place. And then, of course, we've got Supreme King Dragon Darkworm. This is another card that it was at 1 as soon as Master Duel dropped. So it's been a year, and they finally decided, okay, we're going to give Pendulum something, which is nice. Card is pretty good in Pendulums. You can send it to the graveyard with, not Dragon's Ravine, Dragon Shrine, and then you can special summon it immediately, and then you can search a scale. So it's like a 1 card +1. Really good. But that is it. The one I'm most frustrated about is definitely Foolish Burial Goods, but other than that, these two I think are just kind of stupid hits. Even Instant Fusion, like I understand it, but it kind of sucks. None of this is really going to slow down tier limits as much as you think. They're just going to play other cards because they mill so much stuff so easily. This stuff isn't even going to matter. None of these hits even really matter at hurting tier limits. So in all reality, hopefully these cards actually do come back when they eventually do hit the real tier limit cards. But that's probably going to be a while, being that they are URs and they're in the current pack. But that's everything for this video, guys. If you liked it, definitely like the video, and thank you for watching. La, 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 la.